So we're coming into the house now to do our little exercise in the house. It's really helpful to have him sit first before you open the door because, of course, the door triggers a lot of dogs to break out of their sit stay. Okay. Always make sure that, come on buddy, he doesn't pull you through that front door. And I'm doing a little left turn here to close the door. Turning into him, sit as much as possible. It's very basic and simple, but it's a very primal move. So where, if your body is, okay, turning into him like this, come on buddy. He thinks gives him the impression that you're the leader. Sit. It's one of those, all these little things that we're doing are little pieces of the puzzle. It's just another thing that really solidifies that impression of you that you're actually taking charge. So it seems really simple and basic, but the more of them you do, the more he has to adjust his body to where you're going, the more he's going to look at you as the person in charge. So he's sitting, and he loves this mat exercise, so always make sure that you allow him on there. He doesn't just run onto it because it's not a doggy bed. It's where we do this specific exercise. He has to sit and wait for permission to go on the mat, and you just lean over with your right hand, pat his chest, and say, go to your mat, and then down. Good boy. There you go. He'll back up a little bit if you put the food back a little farther. And so, you know, every trainer has their version of go to your place. And this is my version where it's not a place where they go to sleep or they eat stuff or whatever. It's not a doggy bed. As soon as you're done with this, you take it up because it needs to be a very exclusive place that they love to go to. They can only go to with your permission. That's just another way that you instill that impression that you're the boss. They love to play this game, but they can't play it without your permission. And it's a very exclusive place. It's not just like a place they can come and go as they please from, just like the crate, which we'll show you here as well. So the first way that we start doing this exercise is walking to different parts of the room. Always reward him from in front. Good. Put it on the mat, make sure he doesn't take the food out of your hands. I'm going to go to different parts of the room and come back. As long as he stays down. See how I'm rewarding him? I'm just dropping the food on the mat. See how he's waiting? Don't let him touch it. No, if he touches your hand, give him a little bonk. Good. Make sure he waits till you withdraw. Because if you're letting him take the food, if he's getting all frantic and taking the food out of your hand, that's disrespectful. It means he doesn't respect you. It means that he's not focusing and really waiting to do this game right, which is for you to put the reward on the mat and withdraw, and then he takes it off. That little 3 or 4 or 5 seconds where he's really waiting for you to withdraw, if you don't have that, you've got nothing, because that's the concentration, the focus we need. That's the byproduct of that focus that takes him away from being the crazy Brooks that he used to be. So it's those little detailed points there that really make the biggest difference. So I'm going to start going to farther away in the house. I'm going to go in the kitchen through these double doors, close the doors, and then come back. If he's still down, there he is, and we have another dog in here in a crate. He gets a reward. Good. It's good to do it around all the other dogs barking and things like that because, hey, distractions, real life distractions. You got to have them. I'm going to go in the back of the house here through this door. Come back. So he's pretty good at handling me walking anywhere and him staying down there. Good. If at any time he gets up and I come back and he's gotten up, then I say no. Pick up this leash. If he's left the mat, I just step into him. Do a little left circle, of course. Let's pretend he got up. Do a little left circle like this. And then just put him back. Step on that leash and put him back exactly where he started. If he's just stood up, then you pick up the leash and say no. Step on the leash, he'll go back. No reward. If he screws up, makes a mistake, he doesn't get a reward, go ahead and do again what you did before. He knows how to play this game really well. So if you do that move, he'll know that it's just going to go on and on unless he does it right. He'll probably get it the second time. He gets a reward, and then you move on. And it's good if he makes little mistakes, because if he's making little mistakes and then he's doing better after that mistake, it means that he's learning. So now I'm going to try some stuff that's more advanced, like leaving him alone in the house and knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, banging on the windows, things like that that would normally get most dogs agitated. So if you're ever going to do anything that's difficult for the dog to handle, it's okay to remind him before you do it what you want him to keep doing. So I'm going to say down, ring the doorbell, bang on the windows, knock on the door again. Oh, he's still down, very good. He gets a reward. Good. Of course, we always do this in the 3-week program that he went through, because that's what he went through, is the full 21 days of training. We always shoot for this being the end result, because that's so common for dogs to flip out when somebody comes to the door, rings the doorbell or whatever. So we always practice working on that, their distraction with that, and keeping them calm. So, and when we deliver the dog to the new home, we practice this, show the people how to practice this as well in their living room. So you start off on the right foot so they don't have any kind of aggression problems later on with friends, visitors, delivery men coming to the front door like that. So that's why that exercise is really important. Obviously, he can handle it really well. He's just about perfect here in this place. So if I was to keep him, and say I was going to do more training with him, I'd start moving this mat to different places, like in the kitchen, another spot in the living room. This is a pretty small house, but most people have bigger houses than this. I move it to different places, because when you move the location of the mat, makes it a little bit more difficult for the dog, because they don't generalize well. To them, it's like a new situation and they have to adjust to that. So if he's perfect in one spot, you just keep moving it to another spot and moving the way, the direction that the mat is pointed, so that maybe next time the mat's in the kitchen with his back to all this, for example. And so that, and if, like I said, if he's making mistakes, that's a good thing, because it means that you can work on that and he's learning. So don't keep him in any place where he's too perfect, because that means you need to move on and keep pushing the envelope and teaching him new stuff so he keeps fresh. So when you're going to take him off the mat, just pick up the leash like this. Stand next to him, just like we do out on the street. In fact, this is how he learned his downstay. We taught him this before we even took him out in public. And you pat your leg and say, "Okay. Come on, buddy," and he'll get up. Come on, bud, let's go. Come on.